refuse you to touch me or lay your fingers on me.
I don't care.
You don't care?
I don't care.
Not very nice.
I just want to pay.
Filming banks and stuff, mate. Documentary. Dodgy banks, mate, and the fraud, money laundering and stuff like that. As you do.
Well, obviously, because it's we've had a call.
Have you?
YouTube chap for filming banks.
Oh, right.
I'm a bit worried in case you're doing something you shouldn't be doing.
What, like filming banks?
Filming banks, in case you're for robberies, that sort of stuff.
Oh, yeah. No, mate, we're just filming, you know, because they're filming us.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Just down to data protection, yeah.
Well, that's it.
Yeah. Is that not an act?
Yeah.
Speaking of acts, you don't need no camera on me, mate.
Hey?
I'm alright, you don't need a camera on me.
You don't need a camera on me either, do you?
Yeah? What's happening?
Possible issues and the section on the face, I'm going to search you in case you're up to something no good.
I don't consent to searches, mate.
Unfortunately, you don't have a choice. On the section on the face, I have a power.
What's your reasonable suspicion?
Reasonable grounds. The fact you're actually suspicious by filming the bank.
Yeah, but as soon as you jumped out, I told you, where's the suspicion there? I like your action, man. Where's your suspicion there when, as soon as you jumped out, I told you what I was doing?
Right, it's alright.
Are you honouring your oath today?
Am I what?
Honouring your oath? Are you a police constable?
Always honouring my oath.
Right, so you're standing under common law then? You're here to keep the peace, yeah?
Even after the auditor clearly and calmly explains what he is doing, the officer doesn't pause or take that explanation into account, instead of slowing things down and reassessing the situation. He continues as if nothing has been clarified. This gives the impression that the explanation isn't being fairly considered, even though it directly addresses a concern. Rather than pointing to a clear issue, the officer starts using terms like data protection and possible concerns. While these phrases may sound official, they don't actually provide a solid reason to step in when someone is filming from a public area outside a building without a clear link to any wrongdoing. The response feels more like assumption than fact. The situation then escalates further when a Section 1 search is introduced. This type of power is meant to be used when there is a specific and reasonable suspicion that someone may be carrying stolen or prohibited items. It's not intended to be used simply because someone nearby is uncomfortable or doesn't like being recorded. Using it in this way raises questions about whether the proper standard has been aimed. By quickly siding with the complaint from inside the building and moving straight to search powers, action is taken without first confirming that any law has actually been broken. This approach skips an important step, which is establishing a clear and lawful reason before escalating. As a result, the interaction feels rushed and not fully grounded in proper procedure.
I don't consent to searches, mate, and I will not be getting searched today.
I can use reasonable force to do that.
I'm a sovereign human being.
That's fine.
I refuse you to touch me or lay your fingers on me.
I don't care.
If
you don't care?
I
don't
touch
care.
anyone,
Not very nice.
it would be classed as rape, which is common law.
Me,
Yeah?
I have a power.
What act is that?
Place.
Yeah?
It's not for money, Colin.
Do you not need consent to enforce an act? No. Do you know what an act is?
Do you know what an act is? It's police.
What's your name anyway? 231. What's your name, please? Excuse me?
Sorry, go
What's your name?
PC Kershaw.
PC Kershaw. Yeah. Don't consent to acts and statutes. They don't mean naught to me. I'm a sovereign human being. I stand under common law only. You'll not be searching me today.
Reasonable force to search if necessary. Look, see monitors from the camera still, please.
I'm not going to obstruct you in any way, but I'm not going to consent to anything.
That's fine, you don't have to consent. I've told you I've got power.
When Auditor Chief clearly states that he does not give consent, the officer doesn't address that point at all. Instead of acknowledging the objection, he continues as if it doesn't matter, rather than explaining the specific facts that would justify a search. He focuses on the fact that he has the authority to carry it out and can use force if needed. Music. This change in approach is important to notice that a lawful search is not meant to rely on power alone or on forcing the situation to move forward. It should be based on clear and objective reasons that can be explained if questioned. Those reasons should be strong enough to stand on their own, not something that depends only on authority being used in the moment. When that clarity is missing, the situation becomes harder to justify. Ignoring the objection and stating that he does not care about being told not to make contact only highlights the issue further. It shows a focus on control rather than on explaining why the search is necessary in the first place. In any fair process, there should be a clear and reasonable explanation before taking action, especially when someone has clearly expressed disagreement.
You haven't got the power. Are you a Jedi, sir? What power have you got? Are we not all equal before the law? What crime are you investigating here? Under common law, what crime are you investigating?
That's the robbery, shall we?
What? You're just making this up as you go along then, are you? We'll go for robbery. What? Theft act? Yeah. Acts don't apply to me, sunshine. That is me. What are you going to do with that? Well, you're not searching me, mate.
I am.
You're not. Under what law? You're clearly not honouring your oath today, are you? You're policy enforcing today, aren't you?
Lawful and legal.
Yeah.
Do you know the difference between lawful and legal?
You're clearly policy enforcing today, aren't you, officer? Not standing under common law. You should be arrested.
What's your number, sorry, sir?
PC231 Dr. Montague, Grimsby Police Station.
If you do touch me, I will be reporting this as
assault.
Consent to any touch.
Yeah, you're not touching me, mate. It's assault. You will not be touching me, sir. And no powers. There is no powers here. We're all equal before.
When the officer starts mentioning robbery and the theft act, the situation becomes more confusing. These are very serious matters. Yet, nothing in Auditor Chief's behavior suggests anything close to that. The mention of such offenses seems to come after the decision to search has already been made, almost as a way to justify it rather than based on clear facts. Instead of pointing to any real evidence linking him to those claims, the officer continues to rely on the idea that he has the authority to carry out the search despite objections. This creates the impression that the reasoning is being added after the fact rather than guiding the decision from the start. Without clear evidence, the justification feels weak and unclear. This approach goes against how legal powers are meant to be used. Police powers are not supposed to be applied first with the reasoning worked out later. They are meant to be based on clear and understandable grounds before any action is taken. When those grounds are not clearly shown, it raises questions about whether the action is actually justified.
Your investigation for filming in a public place, that's ridiculous, mate.
Because I'm the section on my pace, your behaviour gives me a power to search.
My behaviour? I've been absolutely fine with you, mate. You come out, I've just told my friend how great you was. What do you mean, my behaviour? You're making stuff up as you go along in my behaviour. How is my behaviour concerning you? How is my behaviour concerning you, sir? I'll let you finish. I'll let you finish.
Because there's a feeling to be an offence committed at the bank by you two gentlemen.
An offence or a crime?
Either.
Get the words right, because...
Offence, we'll stick with offence.
Offence, right, so you're not honouring your oath today then? You're a policy enforcer, yeah? You're you're not honouring your oath, are you?
Am I not? Why is that? Go on, explain to me why.
I explain to you why. Well, you're policy enforcers. The common law of the land, not acts and statutes. They need consent, mate, of the governed, and I'm not governed by nobody. I'm a free man of the land. I claim sovereign.
It's policed by consent by the governed.
Joe, would you like to give us your names?
No.
No?
I'm not obliged to answer that question.
No.
Am I? Under what law?
No, I said, do you want to give me your
Am
names?
I obliged to answer that question?
Is that a request or an act?
Just a request.
No.
That's all.
I refuse.
That's I only ask.
When the officer suggests that Auditor Chief's behavior is a reason for using a Section 1-page search, the explanation becomes even less convincing. This type of search is not meant to be triggered simply because someone stands their ground or asks questions. Calmly explaining yourself or choosing not to be pressured does not meet the level needed to justify such action. What seems to be happening is that the justification keeps changing. When one reason doesn't hold up, another is introduced to support the same decision. This shifting explanation makes it harder to see a clear and consistent basis for the search. By the time the officer points to behavior as the reason, it gives the impression that the search was not based on solid evidence from the start. Instead, it looks like the reasons are being formed after the decision has already been made, without clear and consistent grounds. The situation feels less like it's driven by facts and more like it's being adjusted to fit a conclusion that was already reached.
Mate, we're very peaceful. No, I'm just letting you know that,
You said about a behaviour.
Or robbery or something.
I thought people can do things, that are criminal without being violent.
Is that right? Such as what? Give me an example. Well, someone can you said someone can be a criminal without doing nothing...
aggressive or violent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you here investigating theft, are you?
Well, that's the possibility of somebody.
Sorry? What?
Conspiracy to commit. There you go.
Commit what? You're just making this up as you go along, yeah? You're reading out your little book. That's in here. No, I mean, it's in here. You're just trying to find something. Son, you're not searching me. Nothing's happening today, I'm telling you. I'm a sovereign human being, mate, and I stand under common law, and so should you.
I told you.
You told me.
What police station I'm at.
Yeah.
I want searching.
Can you stay against the camera, please,
Certainly,
sir?
PC231, Dr. Montague, Grimsby Police Station.
And what crime are you investigating?
Stand by. I'm searching you because the two of you have been seen acting suspicious outside the banks, filming and recording.
Is that not
So
a
as such, I have a power under Section 1 of PACE, because your behaviour, to search you for items going to equipped for theft. Okay, are you happy with that?
When the officer moves from talking about theft to suggesting that something might happen, the reasoning becomes much more uncertain, shifting from a real identifiable issue to a possible scenario without clear evidence makes the justification harder to follow. It turns the focus away from facts and toward speculation, which is not enough on its own to support such a serious action. Conspiracy is a serious claim that requires clear evidence of people working together with the intent to commit a crime. Simply standing outside a building with camera does not meet that standard. As the explanation keeps expanding to include broader ideas, it becomes clear that the reasoning is stretching rather than being built on solid facts. It starts to feel less like a clear investigation and more like an attempt to widen the scope to fit the situation. Instead of pointing to specific behavior that directly links to an offense, the interaction begins to look like a general search for anything music that might justify the action. This kind of approach lacks focus and clarity, which makes it harder to trust the reasoning behind it. A clear explanation should be based on observable facts, not shifting possibilities. This connects to an important point about staying informed. A platform like Underwatch is being introduced to help people better understand the legal system as it evolves. Laws, enforcement approaches, and procedures can change quickly, and many people only realize what they don't know when they're already in a difficult situation. Underwatch is designed to help you understand those changes in a practical way. It includes over 100 interactive guides where you don't just read information. You make decisions and see how they can affect things like your legal position, safety, and risk level. It also features StopB, a built-in tool that explains policing powers and legal thresholds in a clear and simple way. In guide mode, it works like a learning tool, helping you build understanding so you feel more confident and less unsure. The platform also includes a daily UK policing news feed covering real incidents, updates, and changes in enforcement. It provides detailed breakdowns of important cases and new laws, helping you understand what they actually mean in practice. And on top of that, there are practical tools like a live drone safety map, a civil claim checker, a complaint generator, and a request builder. These features are designed to give you useful support and guidance, not to create alarm or confusion. The goal behind this platform is to help people stay informed, prepared, and aware of their rights and responsibilities. With policing and legal systems constantly evolving, having clear and reliable information can make a real difference. That it's set to launch soon at an affordable monthly price. If you want to explore it when it becomes available, you can check out the Underwatch channel linked in the description. Now, let's return to the video.
With that. I do not consent to searches.
That's
Whoa.
fine.
Don't put your hands on me, mate, because
I'm
I'll
going
deem that
to.
as assault. That's assault.
Right.
That is assault. Here, film him. Film him.
And you're recording me, and the camera up there's recording
And
me.
now you're assaulting me.
I've told you.
You're assaulting me, mate. I'm a peaceful
powers.
person. No, you haven't.
That's my face.
Under common law, mate, which you should be stood under.
Okay.
Under common law, which you should be stood under. Now you're dishonouring your oath.
Okay.
Yeah, you are. You're acting in
Well,
dishonour today.
What you do, if you've got an issue with me,
I've got
then
a
I
big issue
unthreaten
with
you,
it. Dude, you're
okay?
assaulting me, man. I'm a peaceful person and I come in
If you've got
peace.
issues,
Peaceful person, you bang out of order.
am I being unpeaceful with you?
Yeah, you are. You assaulting me, man. Why are you assaulting me? You're out of order. Don't consent. Don't let it.
Resist, but you have not got consent, and as you can see, you are now touching me.
That's assault. That's assault, mate. You're assaulting this man. No, I don't want to take his phone. Identify yourself.
I'm PC 97 World, based at Kingston Police Station. Who are you?
Never me mind, do I?
I don't come under act.
So you're not going to tell us your details?
Am I obliged to answer your questions? Under what law? Under what law? Under PACE, mate? Nah.
At this point, the situation becomes more forceful. Even though there are no clear signs of resistance, instead of slowing the process down or clearly explaining the reasons behind it, the search begins while the justification is still unclear. This makes the interaction feel rushed and not properly explained. When another officer arrives, the attention quickly shifts to getting his identity, as if that is the main goal of the encounter. This change in focus raises questions about what the real purpose of the interaction is. It creates the impression that the situation is no longer centered on the search itself, but on obtaining personal details instead. When Auditor Chief chooses not to provide his identity, it brings the discussion back to what the law actually allows. Under Section 1 of PACE, officers can carry out a search if they have reasonable grounds to suspect someone is carrying specific items. However, This power does not mean that a person is automatically required to give their personal information during the process. Treating the request for identity as something that must be complied with highlights a misunderstanding of the power being used. It adds to the confusion and makes it less clear whether the correct procedure is being followed.
You're saying you don't have to tell me who you are?
No, I've committed no crime. That's not illegal.
I think you'll find this in law somewhere.
I think you'll find the rim. I'm in a public place, so I'm allowed to film whatever I want in a public place, am I not? Am I wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong. Am I obliged to answer that question? Am I obliged to answer your questions?
Why wouldn't you?
Why would I? Why would I? Why do I need to speak to you?
You're acting very strangely.
No, I'm alright, thanks. I'm just not acting strange at all. I just don't like to speak to police. It's under what law is that? What law are you quoting here? What act? No, he isn't. What act are you quoting? Do you think this is funny, dear? Is this a joke to you? What are you laughing for? You don't understand my behaviour?
No, not at all.
Right. Don't understand yours either. Filming in a public place. Is it legal now, is
Can I
it?
have your name and number, please?
I've already given it to this
Can I have it, please, for my records?
You have to identify yourself. You have to identify yourself.
To me, please?
What are you doing then today? Are you mooching on?
Can you identify yourself for me, please?
What are you doing today? Yeah?
That's why we're going to ask you to provide your details.
Oh no, I don't think so. I'm not providing any details. I've committed no crime.
This gentleman has just
It's not illegal to film. And he's just said we're free to leave.
We're free to leave, so we can leave whenever. But can you identify yourself to me, please?
We're just doing some inquiries at the bank.
Come on, let's go. Are we being today? So I'm not. Am we free to go? Are we being detained? Are we being detained? Am I being detained? Under what law are we being detained?
Oh, I've changed mine now.
Under what law are we being detained? Yeah, under what law are you detaining me? Under common law? No, under what law are we being detained? You've got to have a reason to detain me. He said we can go. Come on, we can walk away. We don't have to be here. Come on, Richard, let's walk. You can't do it, mate. See ya. And you. Thanks for assaulting me. Clown.
After the encounter, Auditor Chief filed a formal complaint with the police station about how the situation was handled. Beyond that, there isn't any clear public information about what followed. This lack of update leaves the final outcome uncertain. However, the complaint itself is still important because it officially records the incident and requires the force to review how the officers acted. Looking back at the interaction, what stands out most is the lack of clear legal grounding. The conversation moves through several different ideas. Concerns about filming mentions music of theft, speculation about what might happen, and comments about behavior. But none of these are clearly linked to a specific identified offense that matches what was actually happening. This makes the reasoning difficult to follow and raises questions about the strength of the justification. Why the end of the encounter? The overall impression is not one of careful, well-reasoned policing. Instead, music. It appears more like a reaction to something that didn't seem right to those involved, followed by an effort to assert authority. What begins as someone simply recording a building ends up escalating into accusations, a search, and demands for identity without a clear and consistent legal basis being established. This kind of situation highlights an important concern about how such powers are used. It raises questions about consistency, fairness, and whether decisions are always based on clear facts. It also shows how everyday actions can sometimes be viewed as suspicious, even when there is no clear reason for concern. If you found this breakdown helpful, consider liking the video, sharing it, and subscribing to support more content like this.